The words that we use to describe these types of attraction, they're not some objective rule on the nature of your feelings. They are ways to communicate them and understand them. Hello lovely humans, welcome to this space on the internet. As you can see, I'm filming outside, so I guess apologies for any of the nature noises that happen to be going on about. I hope they're not too distracting. In this video, I'm going to be introducing and characterizing different types of attraction. And the reason I'm doing this, apart from it simply being interesting, is because I get a lot of comments and questions asking about the nature of different attraction types that I mention in other videos. And I get a lot of people asking, like, how the heck do you know what type of attraction you're experiencing? Like, how do you know if it's romantic? How do you know if it's platonic? How do you know if it's any of the other things? And really the answer is you don't necessarily know. That's the truth of it. But there are different commonalities that people experience within different attraction types. And of course these types are somewhat arbitrary and only useful to us when we're trying to express to others or even understand ourselves in terms of our attraction. So without further ado, let's get going. First up, romantic attraction. I personally am aromantic, meaning I don't experience romantic attraction, but to the best of my ability, I will be trying to define it and give a few examples and characterize it. Romantic attraction is a desire to be close to someone or a sense of intrigue to understand someone more intimately in such a way that isn't driven by their physical appearance. Oftentimes, the experience of romantic attraction is referred to as having a crush because it's directed towards a person, and this might involve a sense of nervousness or giddiness or, I don't know, blushing, other physical like manifestations of giddiness and nervousness. Romantic attraction may also involve as part of it fantasizing about, say, dating romantically, holding hands, kissing, gifting, and other activities commonly associated with romance. Of course, those aren't like qualifiers of romantic attraction, but those are some common hallmarks of it. Next, sexual attraction. Sexual attraction, I think, can be best described as a sense of intrigue into someone's presence, especially noticing their sex characteristics. This could be something like voice or pitch, hair, body shape, body structure, and even like quality of movement. I think this is why people's sexual preferences can vary so greatly. Not the only reason, obviously, but one reason is because sex characteristics, even amongst one sex, can vary quite distinctly. Sexual attraction is like an urge to initiate sexual activities with a person specifically. It's targeted, and it's usually not just being horny, it's also feeling a drive to be sexually intimate with the person. Of course, that doesn't mean that sexual attraction can't be accompanied by physical symptoms of arousal, but it can exist irrespective of sexual arousal in the physical sense. Next up, aesthetic attraction. Here I've described it as an attentiveness and admiration of others' visual sensory characteristics, for example, face shape, eye color, hairstyle, fashion sense, skin tone, etc. I have often heard aesthetic attraction compared to appreciation of beauty or art, like kind of looking at a really cool painting, or similarly an appreciation of beautiful scenery. While aesthetic attraction is an inherently kind of physical attraction, it isn't restricted to a sense of admiration for or intrigue to someone's actual physical characteristics that are part of their body. It can be like chosen fashion sense, like I said, and I think a common one that a lot of people might be attracted to or distinctly not attracted to or have some sort of stance on in terms of their aesthetic attraction is things like body modifications, piercings, tattoos, which is just one example. Sensual attraction. I've described sensual attraction as a sense of like magnetism to the sensory characteristics of another person and an associated desire to engage in sensory rewarding activities with that person. More concretely, this could mean wanting to touch, stroke, massage someone's skin, seeking out cuddles, hugs, kisses, hand-holding, all for the sake of the sensory experience, or, you know, liking someone's scent, their aroma. Maybe you have an overwhelming desire to give someone some butterfly kisses. This is another type of attraction with an inherent physicality, and I think it often intertwines with something like sexual attraction, but it can exist independent of it. I would also argue that aesthetic attraction falls within sensual attraction, aesthetic attraction simply being the visual aspect of sensual attraction. More often when people describe sensual attraction, I think they're talking about the sense of touch, but I don't think there's any reason it can't include things like vision, auditory, attraction to someone's like voice. I think that's probably definitely a thing that can be part of sensual attraction. Platonic attraction. I've described this as a desire to be someone's friend, perhaps due to shared interest, personality characteristics that they possess, or the interaction of your personalities. You may feel platonically attracted to someone's humor, honesty, spontaneity, passion, kindness, generosity, or any of the similarities that you guys may have. And often platonic attraction entails a desire to be around someone or initiate conversations and activities with them, in essence hanging out with them, or engaging in shared outings. One thing I don't experience as much, but I imagine is a common experience within Platonicism, is like a sense of group Platonicism, where platonic feelings are expanded to all members of a larger group simultaneously in a way that feels uniting, like a friend group, and that being a distinct experience of platonic attraction. Dog cameo. Queer platonic attraction. I've described queer platonic attraction as feelings of intrigue associated with platonic, romantic, and/or other types of attraction that don't result in the desire for a romantic relationship or common friendship. Queer platonic attraction, I think, can be one of the more ambiguous types, and there's a lot of variety in the experience of this type of attraction because it's a bit of a mixed bag of other forms of attraction. Queer platonic attraction will also prompt a desire to establish very close friendship, sometimes with common characteristics of romance. For example, queer platonic attraction may prompt you to want to date, but not romantically, or do any other romantic coded activities without them being romantic by nature. Emotional attraction. I've described this as a desire to be emotionally intimate with someone, probably due to your observations of their emotional intelligence or characteristics. Sorry guys, the birds are being so loud. And finally, intellectual attraction. Intellectual attraction is similar to emotional attraction in a lot of ways, but is a desire to engage with another person's intellect or mind. This may involve feeling intellectually stimulated by the conversations and interactions you have with this person. Perhaps they make you consider things that you hadn't considered before, or you may feel intrigued by the extent of someone's knowledge in such a way that makes you want to keep coming back for more, I guess. Those are all the types of attraction I'm going to cover today, not that they're exclusive in any way, shape, or form. In most people, I think that these types of attraction and experiences are inherently intertwined, and the extent to which someone feels one sort of way will be influenced by other types of feelings. The kinds of attraction and feelings involved in a given relationship will depend on the character of the people involved. Note that there is no objective way to characterize these types of attraction that I've gone over, or any types of attraction, and the lines that we can draw in between these types of attraction that I've listed are always open to being blurred and moved and altered. They're just for our sake and communicating and conveying our experience, in the same way that we can appreciate writing in which authors have in some way captured the essence of an experience. The words that we use to describe these types of attraction are just doing the same thing. They're not some objective rule on the nature of your feelings. They are ways to communicate them and understand them. And that's why I think learning about these types of attraction, other types of attraction, and people's experiences of attraction is really interesting, because it's a way to learn more about the human experience and the variety in which we inhabit it. That's all for this video. We'll see you next time in this space on the internet. Bye!